So the FBI now releasing new details on the investigation into the Minnesota Catholic school shooting.
It comes as the nation continues to mourn the tragic loss of the 8 and 10-year-old victims who were killed while praying.
Nate Foy joining us live in Minneapolis with the details. Good morning, Nate.
Hey, guys. It has been 2 days now since this horrific attack, and you mentioned the 2 kids who were killed, an 8-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl. We are now hearing from the parents publicly for the first time, and we have a picture of the 8-year-old boy, Fletcher Merkel. Take a look at him here. His father showed remarkable strength while speaking yesterday, saying the hole in their hearts and lives will never be filled, and he asked that Fletcher be remembered for the kid he was, not the act that ended his life. Meanwhile, the parents of 10-year-old Harper Moisky told our Fox affiliate, quote, "Our hearts are broken not only as parents, but also for Harper's sister, who adored her big sister and is grieving an unimaginable loss. As a family, we are shattered, and words cannot capture the depth of our pain." Minneapolis police provided an update about the shooter. Fox confirms his mother has hired a criminal defense attorney, and police say they haven't been able to interview her.
We do know that the shooter did attend Mass there previously. The shooter did attend school, and the shooter's mother was an employee of the parish previously for some time. So obviously there is a connection between that shooter and this particular parish and this school there.
FBI Director Kash Patel said the evidence points to domestic terrorism fueled by hate-filled ideology. Writing on X some updates, quote, subject left multiple anti-Catholic, anti-religious references, expressed hatred and violence towards Jewish people, writing Israel must fall, free Palestine. He also wrote an explicit call for violence against President Trump on a firearm magazine. Now, Minneapolis police say the shooter was, quote, obsessed with killing children and that he carried out this evil attack to gain notoriety. They also say that surveillance video supports what we were told out here, that the shooter never actually entered the church. And some parents told us that's because there was a group of fathers inside who acted quickly. As we've also heard tremendous stories of children saving children, but there was, we're told, a group of parents who acted quickly and definitely saved lives. We'll send it back to you.
Wow. Thank you, Nate.
Thanks, Nate.
You know, one of the most powerful things we saw yesterday was Jesse Merkel, who's the father of 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel, talking to the press about young Fletcher. Let's watch a little bit of that.
Yesterday, a coward decided to take our 8-year-old son Fletcher away from us. Because of their actions, we will never be allowed to hold him, talk to him, play with him, and watch him grow into the wonderful young man he was on the path to becoming. Fletcher loved his family, friends, fishing, cooking, and any sport that he was allowed to play. While the hole in our hearts and lives will never be filled, I hope that in time our family can find healing. I pray that the other victim's family can find some semblance of the same. I'm hopeful that all the wounded are able to make a full recovery and return home to their families. And finally, all the people, and especially the children, impacted by this horrific event are able to recover mentally and find strength to live loving, happy, and full lives. Please remember Fletcher for the person he was and not the act that ended his life. Give your kids an extra hug and kiss today. We love you, Fletcher. You'll always be with us.
You know, we spent Wednesday looking at studying the killer in this situation and looking at one of the most evil minds you could ever imagine. And it was such a stark relief with listening to him talk about his beautiful son and what beautiful people there are who are left in the wake of all of this.
Yeah, you know, when Nate Foy was describing Jesse Merkel's remarks, he said he showed remarkable strength. It's beyond that. I can't fathom a more difficult situation to try and form words, and he did it so eloquently, even taking into consideration, you know, all of the other victims and injured. And we look at this photo of young Fletcher, and it's just, it brings home the level of depravity that this killer carried out. People have asked me, with the, you know, all the reporting I've done, wars, riots, what's the hardest story you ever covered? And without a doubt, it's quickly Sandy Hook, because when you do speak with these parents and you don't know what to say to them, because literally nothing more precious could be taken from them. And so for that father, Jesse Merkel, to compose himself and carry out those words is really moving and remarkable to hear.
And just to underscore that the country mourns and is heartbroken alongside the Annunciation community, alongside Mr. Merkel and Fletcher's mother and everyone there who is so broken, who has just suffered this unfathomable loss. The entire country mourns and expresses solidarity and such deep prayers for them. And I note, too, as you saw in the presser, the gentleman behind Mr. Merkel, who was wearing a Future Filled with Hope Annunciation T-shirt, that was the theme for the school. It was from Jeremiah 29:11, and the theme was a future filled with hope. And I know that our deepest prayers and sympathies go out to them. And I truly pray that indeed they feel that their future is filled with hope despite this just horrific tragedy.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.